YouTube. I am Penstar, and this is Big Pharma Strategy and Tactics Rebooted Episode 2. So when we last left our burgeoning company of Penstar Productions here, the playing field in this particular playthrough is not shaping up to be as friendly as it was in my last game, and which actually is a good thing. Encountering some adverse conditions, especially in the early game, along with some competitors with a little bit more bite. I don't know if that was a tweak in the AI or just different circumstances, but either way it should make for a more interesting and more challenging game through here, and success is not assured. There have been times where the ingredients have just been so stacked against me that I just could not dig myself out of the hole and break away from the pack. And the pack being stuck in there is what's going to kill you, especially when you're playing on advanced. So let's take a look at the situation here. Let me unpause for a moment here so we can see our profits. Little low at the moment, but these pills, I had to break up a gap in the processing here, so those will. Well, the point is that I am losing money still, and at this point in the game, I usually like to have stabilized. But I have some plans. Earlier, when I took my loan, I said I probably didn't need the 100,000. Well, you know what? I'm going to need it. But I don't want to have two loans outstanding at the same time. My solution? Take this loan and use some of the money from it to pay back that loan. So yeah, it's taking a smaller loan, but at least my daily payment is down lower than it was before. I am ultimately going to be paying more for this money, but it's still not that bad. And it opens up this slot to have a new loan type regenerated. Hopefully something of a similar and good nature, should I require it. I hope I don't have to keep digging for loans. But yes, now we have some more cash to work with, and we need to do something with that. What do we have here? Yeah, see, everyone and their mother is getting into the painkillers. Now, I'm not worried about the painkillers. So yeah, see, the AI didn't take the cheap route of only processing their painkiller once. They actually intelligently processed it a second time so they could dodge the nightmares. So I'm not going to have that edge up in here. Now, my worries about painkillers are not so much about them oversaturating the market. Painkillers is one tough market to oversaturate. I have a feeling it's going to be fine. I'm not going to be making any more painkillers, but yeah. But look what they did to Soothes Cough. Look what they did to Soothes Cough. This is why I didn't get into Soothes Cough. They completely wrecked it. They completely wrecked the market on that. Now, Calms Acid Reflux, well, that's just naturally lousy for the level 1. I might need to dive into stomach ulcers. And yes, I know there's a negative side effect. I might have to gamble with that, at least until I get myself the creamer and improve my margins, because they're not into digestion meds yet. I might also use some of this to invest in a second explorer to go get the vine borer, and also once they finish the vine borer, continue generating me some exploration points more quickly, because one of the problems with everybody diving into painkillers is that they're going to be driving the cost of the ingredient up, and this is a drug with a very narrow margin, so the ingredient cost is very important for me to keep low. And ultimately, if you're going to be competing against somebody, one of the strategies I like to do is an ingredient monopolization, where you just make every flavor of the cure off of an ingredient and just use a gigantic percentage of it. Now that's obviously going to drive the price up for you, but it's going to drive the price up for everybody else. What you do to counter that is by heavily investing in discount percentages for that one ingredient, you make things that would make it profitable for you that would make it unprofitable for your competitors. They abandon the market, the drug price goes down for you, and any oversaturation of the cure markets related to that drug also goes down, thus giving you more profits. So it may behoove us to try and pick an ingredient and try and monopolize it. Potentially painkillers, but potentially another ingredient. But I think and investing in a second explorer may be worth our while. They are expensive, and it is a risky proposition. That is certainly true. But the fact that we could go down to well, it eases migraine with a. Oh yeah, well, migraines aren't going to pay much either way. We would pretty much have to monopolize the thing and get heavy percentages in there if we're going to go down the pain route. But if we do, we can pretty much ride it all the way to the end game if we can chase other people away from the pain meds. But, you know what, let's just see what another explorer does for us. See if the vine borer. And then, in the meantime, to try and get ourselves stabilized here, yeah, what's our profits on it? 49 bucks for the asthma. Let's I am half tempted to scrap the asthma and just double down on that. I mean, I still kept those in here. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to scrap the asthma because the cough drug is so much, and I don't want to try and go chasing upgrades for that. So yeah, we're going to scrap the asthma here. I am going to save the machinery because that will come into use at some point in the future. But it is just not profitable enough. I'm going to move these, obviously. It's just not profitable enough for me to go, for Pete's sake. I'm just putting them in storage, game. Don't get your pennies in a twist. And just need to make sure I don't accidentally... Now, to get ourselves to stomach ulcers, we need 16 to 18 plus an evaporator. It starts at 14, so we just need to evaporate it a few times, and then we'll save these machines and hopefully be able to use them for future applications, should that be required in the processing. Yeah, stop that. And you're going to get the acid reflux stuff. Sadly, we cannot salvage these. I'm going to leave these belts here because maybe, hopefully, the rest of these pills... Actually, what I'll do... Oops. Wrong one. Dope. I think if I put this here, it will basically make the belts go forward and push the rest of these pills out the door so that we can sell them and just salvage their cost. And I know it's kind of pennies, but eh. Alright, so let's do the cat hug little build that we did here before. Like that, and get ourselves transformed. And unpause. And if I can get a good profit margin on that, I will buy this store over here and get up another thing of stomach ulcers. Yeah, you push that pill down the line. All right, yeah, I know we already kind of discovered this, but I need to remind myself. All right, so there's no real efficient way for us to get rid of the encourages anxiety. But if we can make this profitable for us now, and then later get the creamer and reduce the impact of the anxiety, then this drug might do really well for us. So we need to drop it by 1, 2, 3, 4 at minimum. And actually, we can go for a 5th without running into Dry's mouth, which I might do because, again, playing the odds. Now, again, to preserve my margins, and because I have a bunch of them in stock, I'm going to do that all with evaporators instead of pressing into service my ionizer. That way I can also start upgrading my not evaporators, my dissolvers. And that way I can start upgrading the dissolvers and get more effectiveness out of it because my painkillers all use dissolvers too, so they would benefit as well. See, keeping the effectiveness of your upgrades consolidated and kind of being loyal to one or two types of machines can really maximize the benefit of that. Speaking of upgrades, have I get another research point? I have 2 of them. All right. What am I going to do? Do I want to go pill printer? Do I want to go pill printer? Do I want to go evaporator? I don't want to go evaporator. That's not really going to pay off. Pill printer would pay off. All right, yeah, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go level 2 pill printer, and then I'm going to go level 1 dissolver once I get one more science point there. All right, so we need a bunch of these. And let's see, yeah, you can wrap around like that. So taking up a decent amount of space with the belts, but still, I mean, what else are we going to do with this space? Let's see here. How many of these do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a 6 for good measure. So, a few more. That wouldn't give us any benefit. That would not give us any benefit. So yeah, just keep marching down the line. Again, dot matrix printer. Up and down, up and down. We'll keep you there just for the time being. Actually, why don't we let you go out the door there? Thank you. Now I can move this. Oh, for Pete's sake! Now I can move that and get full use of my stuff over here. All right. Do we do the wrap? I think we can do the wrap. Although again, it might behoove me just to move it down like this. Although, what the heck am I preserving this space for? It's not like I can do other things here. So, this is just kind of me being me. And actually, actually it would behoove me to save this space up here, because that would be contiguous space with this over here. So, in that case, let me do a little rearranging here. So, if we do that, that would save a lot of contiguous space here. We get a nice little pocket to stick that. And then we just dot matrix. Well, actually, would it behoove us? It might behoove us, yeah, just to go down here. Ooh, and then we could pull a, actually, if we scooch it one, we could pull a 1, 2, 3 here. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3 wrap. Yeah, there we go. That works. That works. All right. Let me just recap here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be all I need. And then obviously our Paro pill printers, which can go down here. And hey, we get to salvage a little of the belt. That should do it, and that should be the best profit margin we can swing with this particular drug. Alright, let's let it cook for a little bit here, and see what kind of margins we're going to be rocking at the end of this line. Let's speed you up a little bit here. See, this is not so worrying. Yeah, 270, 254. Yeah, it's going to start going down and down and down as I keep processing stuff. While I wait for that to cook, let me wait for my next research point to cook. Yeah, this little bar is supposed to tell you when the next research point's about to come, but I found that like when you have exactly one scientist or exactly one explorer for the exploration points, it comes fine. And especially when you leave everything on speed 1, see, the bar didn't move anything, but we just got our point here. So let's put that into the dissolver, because that's going to help our cost basis across the board. We're going to definitely want to be upgrading that dissolver a few times before we start pressing our scientists back into service. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till we get get another 2-point, get the dissolver upgraded one more time, and then I think I'm gonna shoot for the creamer line here. All right, stomach sore Punisher. All right, yes, we dodged the dry mouth, and we get 1 into the stomach ulcers. What shall we call this? Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Why not? All right. Yeah. See, 24 bucks. This is much better deal now. We don't know where the hot spot for encourages anxiety. If the hot spot's like right here, and we don't have the creamer to mitigate that, the drug rating is just gonna tank. It's gonna tank. But we also might get lucky, and the sweet spot for stomach ulcers might be in this neighborhood, so we might get a thing. So it's kind of a gamble here. But that being said, having 2 of these lines going, not a bad idea. Let's see here. Oh yeah, let me wait for a few cures to roll in so I can see what the market saturation is going to look like for stomach ulcers. So 1 cure equals 1%. So I could run 3 full lines. So there's certainly room in the market for this, and there's room in my budget for me to buy another whole line of this. So let's make it happen. So 3 evaporators and 6 things. So actually, here it's going to be a little bit more tricky to line up. I'm glad I gave myself a little bit more contiguous space here. What door to start with? That's the real question. See, there's so many ways I could wrap this, but let's dot matrix it. As much as I want to jut out like that, because it's just 1 belt space there. I guess I could slink my way down here, but well, let's try the strict dot matrix style here and see if we can make that work for us. I do not want to have to go into the either the autoclave or the ionizer, because I don't want to have to feel like I need to divert points to them for upgrading purposes. Actually, yeah, no, let's do that, because here that's only a few things, so it's essentially dot matrixing. So 3 evaporators. Yeah, we'll have you hug the wall here, because otherwise this would all be wasted space. And then 6 dissolvers. That's unfortunate. That's not as unfortunate. 1, 2. It's a little inefficient, but it's better than up here, because that would waste space otherwise, and we'd get 1 more tile out of it. So that's 1, 2, 3. 4. Let me draw some belts so I don't accidentally run myself out of space here. I've been known to do that before. Oh, and let me place my pill printers to make sure I have. I think the best use for them, or best placement for them, especially in this context, would be actually right up against this. Although no, because that's going to come out and needs to do more processing, so it's going to need to do this. I hate to waste that 1 little Kong, because I have a feeling I'm going to need it. All right, so 4. I need 2 more. Actually, hang on. Let me take you guys away for a moment, because we can get creative with your placement. If we do this, that's not really going to be too efficient. there plus... Ooh, actually, yeah, that'll work. That will work. That will work, yes. Sweet. Because then you can go here, and you can go here, and we can dump out into that line, and huzzah. So yeah, I really did need that little extra space there. So good to plan ahead. Good to plan ahead. There we go. I think I'm going to keep this to just 2 lines because I have a feeling the AI is going to be barging into it at some point, and I don't want all of my lines to suffer all simultaneously. And there's also the chance that the negative side effect on here is going to be on the hot spot, and we're nowhere near the sweet spot for the cure effect, and therefore the drug's natural price is just going to hit the toilet. But we won't know till we find out. And yeah, our profit margin isn't going to recover until that goes. All right, so while I wait for that to cook, let's keep our eye on research. Wait for those 2 points to hit the dissolver, and then we'll start chasing after the creamer. There's 1. I mean, I guess I could hit the evaporator, but the dissolver, there are 6 dissolvers on these 2 lines here, so upgrading them would save us $6. So it's actually quite worth it. And not only that, but it also helps my eases pain medication, because they also depend on a few dissolvers. All right, what do we got here? That doesn't matter. Lung decreaser. Yeah, there's the asthma. So I'm kind of glad I bailed on the asthma medication. So they can go after that. Drug rating. Aha! Stomach ulcer C+. So we are somewhere in the vicinity of the sweet spot. Enough to get a positive drug rating here. Breath me. Yeah, see, the AIs are all chasing after the asthma medication because they don't like that side effect. But if we go chasing the creamer, then we'll be in good shape. And we are profitable as of this moment. And yeah, we're pill price is still quite neutral. Actually, let me see here. We're still sitting on a D there. Not entirely sure what we can do about that. Not too much. Let's see. So we're at a C+ for the stomach ulcers, D-. It doesn't look. I don't think we're on the hot spot because we'd have a lot more people anxious if we were sitting on the hot spot there. You can kind of get an idea even before the drug grade changes where you are in relation to things. I'm sure if I had more of a head for numbers, I'd be able to tell you, like, yes, we are on the sweet spot. Like right now, 37 of 98, we're not on the sweet spot. I can tell you that right now, but we're close enough to register a bonus. Whereas the painkillers here, 805, and we've only eased 364. We are far from the sweet spot there. But unfortunately, more processing to get us closer to the sweet spot would kill the profits for that. So I'm not too sure if we're going to be staying with feather veins in the long run. I mean, they're still profitable now, but eh. All right, we're just dropped to an E, so we might drop to we might drop down to yeah. There's the D. I'm okay with the D. We're still making good money. If it just stays right there, you see, it's kind of teetering back and forth from C to D. It's probably going to settle down on a D. That's okay, and that's actually good because even with a D, we're still making good money. And once we get the creamer, that D will probably go away. Oh, here we go. Dissolver. What else do we do? Evaporator, and then you guys. Go after creamer for me, please. So we're gonna hit that. I am still interested in the multi-mixer because if there's anything that can let you pull away from the AI, it would be the multi-mixer. And what do we have here? Rash. Our good friend Rash. Although, it starts at a 7, so we could obliterate the rash if we really want, we could obliterate the fatigue if we wanted to. Not so good with the rash because that's way too much processing. But but they want the catalyst. And it doesn't come with a catalyst like it did last game. That might not be a problem, though, because we have a 2-dot catalyst we can mix in. So that, yeah. And actually, the rash might not be so bad once we get ourselves the creamer, because we could just go right onto the rash, ignore the freaking fatigue, and possibly make some money off of that. If we just process it once, we'll get an idea of how close we are. And I think I'm not going to do it now, but I think I might do that once we get ourselves the creamer. At least start one rash line and see if we get lucky in the sweet spots over here. Because then we might have ourselves a really nice level 1 drug. Might even be a good replacement for painkillers. Because painkillers, I don't see painkillers making as good money in the long run. Not at all. Just because to get it to a better effectiveness rating, we'd either need specialized equipment or we're going to just have to process it so much that we're just going to lose whatever benefit from the drug rating we would otherwise receive. And this is, I mean, I'm not even probably going to bother to analyze it. At least not in its initial form. But yeah, we are back into profitability. It's not great profitability, but it is profitability, and we are making our way towards the creamer, which is absolutely going to help us out profit-wise. Not quite as drastically as it used to, mind you. Again, it doesn't give you a financial bonus anymore. In fact, we won't get the benefit from the pill printer anymore. But if we look at this here, the pill printer is giving us an extra 6 on our drug here. Now it being at a D minus 5%. I think that's pretty much, again, head for numbers I do not have, but that's more than $6. So getting rid of this minus 5 and losing the $6 flat fee, but probably having it come back up to, see, look, we're at a B for stomach ulcers. If we can dial down these anxieties, we're going to be in really good shape. We're going to be really, really good shape. So yeah, they definitely a good case for a play for the creamer. What else is going on? Breath buddy. Yeah, you guys go fight over a headache reliever. Headache reliever? Oh, you're diving into migraines. Interesting. Current value 212? What? How the heck is it 212? Migraines, yeah, 186. Oh, I guess is pill printer. I forgot that factors in. Derp. Now the question is, do we try and hedge our? Well, yeah. Let's get these things going here, because this is going to help us out a bit more than getting one here. But our next exploration point, we're gonna dive into the Jack Ear liquid and start helping our margins there a little bit. Not quite as a dramatic effect, but it is going to be a more dramatic effect on our painkillers, since those margins are much narrower. And how, yeah, actually people kind of fled the market here. Yeah, people realize, like, yeah, painkillers kind of suck. We're out of here. So I don't need to worry about the market getting flooded. And that's also going to dial down the demand for the drug here. Looks like other people are looking for greener pastures in the form of migraines here, which is also going to be a huge market. But I'm gonna take my gamble with the stomach ulcers, and the thing, and also dive into rashes. And then once we do that, I will probably flip into multi-mixers and see if that 2-dot catalyst can help us out further. Alright, so I think this is a good stopping point. So if you like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback is always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!